Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Noble, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my Cyber Dragon deck profile. So this is actually not mine. Huge shout out to my buddy Brandon for letting me use this deck, even though I, gave him all the cards and paid for all of them. It's still his. Yeah, nah, it definitely is. It was a gift I gave to him. I love Cyber Dragons. The only reason I don't have my own is because he runs it, and I try to keep things a little more spread out. I don't really want to run copies of what my friends run. Just keep things interesting. Cyber Dragons are a ton of fun. I love the artwork on these. I'm sure y'all are sick of hearing that by now. I just love the artwork on all the decks for the most part. They're competitive. They're consistent. They have a great boss monster in Affinity. I really, really hate this guy. Gosh, I hate this guy so much. So good and so annoying. Hate it when he hits the field and he's not on, my team. But without further ado, let's get right on into this. To start off with, we're going to be playing, you're not going to guess this, a tech card. Just kidding. If we're playing 3 Cyber Dragons, definitely didn't see that coming, right? We're going to tuck away that comment back there. You don't see that. We have nothing but secret rares up here. So Cyber Dragon is really great. I don't really see why you wouldn't play 3 of him, personally. I guess you could, but I just don't really see why you would. But he's, really, really crucial to the combos that we have and everything. He's also easy to get if your opponent controls a monster. You control no monster, you can special on this card from your hand. You will use that sometimes for sure, but mostly you're going to be using them for your plays. The next one we're playing 3 Cyber Dragon Hurts. I say Hurts, but there's no T in his name, so I don't really know. I'm probably saying that wrong. But this card is really great. If this card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while on the field and in the graveyard, a lot of them have that, so that's going to be a thing you're going to see. You can only use one of the following effects of Cyber Dragon Hurts per turn only once that turn. If this card is special summoned, you can make this card's level become 5 until the end of this turn. Then you can't special monster the rest of the turn except machines. That's not really going to be a big deal for the most part. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one other Cyber Dragon from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And that's really good because, like a lot of the Cyber Dragons, like I just said, their names become Cyber Dragon in the graveyard. So just be able to use them as targets and add them back to the hand on the floating effect is really great. Next up, we're playing 3 Core. Core is so freaking good. I hate this card. Like, playing against it, I hate it. But it's so great, and I can appreciate it. When this card is normal summon, you can add a Cyber Spell Trap from your deck to your hand. And so you can search out Cyber Emergency, which is crazy to me that card is budget now. Like, I can't get over that card being budget. That is so insane to me. But it's great that you can search it out. If your opponent controls a monster, you control no monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard and special summon one Cyber Dragon monster from your deck. So that's really cool, being able to have that graveyard effect as well. You can only use one Cyber Dragon core effect per turn, only once that turn. And guess what? This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while in the graveyard and on the field. If you're starting to see a trend yet, you might. So let's see if you see it yet, because this one does it as well. Cyber Dragon Naster. I'm playing this one at 3. Now you could bump Naster down to 2. I've seen a few people do it. I'm playing it. Well, my buddy's playing it at 3, and I don't really blame him. It's a really good card. This card's name becomes, I wonder if you figured it out yet. Cyber Dragon while on the field and in the graveyard. It's really cool how they all do that. Like seriously, it is really cool how they just, the synergy in this deck is so good. I really, really appreciate it and hate it at the same time. You can discard one other monster special summon this card from your hand. So it's really easy to get out in the field while not eating up your normal summon, so that's cool. If this card is normal or special summons, if it's summoned at all, you get to target one machine monster with 2100 attack or defense in your graveyard and special summon it. Also, you not special monster the rest of the turn except machine monsters. You can only use each effect of Cyber Dragon Naster per turn. So that's really good, just being able to special summon him if you discard a card. And then also on top of that, being able to bring another body out in the field, that's really great. I'm playing 1 Cyber Dragon Veer, only 1. I don't really think you need more than 1. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon on the field in the graveyard. If you normal or special summon a Cyber Dragon, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. So that's really cool. You only use this effect of Cyber Dragon Veer once per turn. Each Cyber Dragon you control gains 5 per attack and defense. So that's really good, that little attack boost. And then he's easy to get out, so that's cool. And we're running 2 Galaxy Soldier. This is a really cool card. I don't think you need to play it any more than 2, honestly. You can send one other light monster from your hand to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand defense position. When this card is special summon, you can add 1 Galaxy monster from your deck to your hand. You only use this effect of Galaxy Soldier per turn. So just really easy way to get out a level 5 light machine monster body on the field, and you know what you're using that for. So this is really cool. I'm running 1, I have no idea how to say its first name. The Machine Kaiju. Like, the destroying Kaiju. That's how I know to say it. Now, you could play this at 2, but it's searchable. So I don't, you can take a grain of salt. If you want to run this at 2, that's fine. but it's easy to get from your deck to your hand. So you might just want to play it at 1. But we're just playing that because, like I said, it's searchable kaiju this deck, and that's really great. And then 2 Ash. Now, if you wanted to bump Ash up, if you want to take a Nashor out and bump Ash up to 3, there's the hiccups. Gosh, every single time. Haven't hiccuped all day. Now, you could do that if you wanted to bump Ash up to 3, or if you wanted to play Cyber... Oh, gosh, I can't remember his name. Eltane, I cannot remember his name right now, but you know what I'm talking about. If you want to bump that down and play one of that's fine as well. But that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. We do play quite a bit of spells. To start off with, we're playing 3 Cyber Emergency. So, like I said, I can't believe this card is budget. Like, this card is so good. It's so good. You add 1 light machine monster that can't be normal summoned or set, or 1 Cyber Dragon monster from your deck to your hand. And if this card, the activation of this card in its owner possession was negated by your opponent's card effect sent to your graveyard, you can discard a card and add this card to your hand. You only activate 1 Cyber Emergency per turn. That is so good. If this card was negated, you get it back if you want to discard a card. Like, that is crazy. This is such a good card. Like, I am really jealous of this archetype and this card because it's so great. And just being able to search it with core, it's just, the consistency is great. I'm playing 3 Machine Duplication. Machine Duplication is great because you can target core and then get out 2 Cyber Dragons, and that's really cool. You could bump it down to 2, but I think 3 is pretty good. Next up, we're playing 3 Overload Fusion. Now, you could get rid of an Overload Fusion, but you fusion summon 1 Dark Machine Fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from your field or graveyard. Now, you will have a lot of resources in the graveyard fast. Like, this card really goes through resources pretty fast, so I think it's a good card to have. If you wanted to play, like, we're not playing the Cyberload Fusion card, like, we're not playing that because he doesn't have it, and I don't blame him, it's an expensive card. You were using Power Bond instead of that, so if you wanted to run a 3rd Power Bond and get rid of an Overload Fusion, that'd be totally fine as well. Playing 2 Super Polys because Super Poly is broken. Like, I can't explain to you how much I hate this card. I really think this card should be banned. Like, I absolutely do. Like, any card that says your opponent can't respond, it just should not be in the game, in my opinion. But it's here, so we might as well utilize it. So we're playing 2 Super Poly. We're running 2 Power Bond, like I had just mentioned, because Power Bond's really good. You fusion summon 1 fusion type. Excuse me. You fusion summon 1 machine type fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or your side of the field as fusion material, and it gains attack equal to its original attack. That's really, really cool. During the end phase of the turn this card is activated, you take damage equal to the amount of the attack gained from this effect at the time of the summon. So that's not really a big deal. A lot of times after you use this card, you're going to win anyway. So a lot of times you won't even have to worry about that secondary effect. We're playing 1 Cyber Repair Plant. Cyber Repair Plant is really, really cool. If Cyber Dragon is in your graveyard, you activate 1 of these effects. If you have 3 or more Cyber Dragons in your graveyard, which a lot of time you will, at the time of activation, you can activate both of these effects and resolve in sequence. You can only activate 1 Cyber Repair Plant per turn. You can add 1 Light Machine monster from your deck to your hand, so you can use this to search out the kaiju, and that's really cool. And you can you can target 1 Light Machine monster in your graveyard and shuffle that target into your deck. So that's really cool. Like, just being able to search out the kaiju is so cool. Playing 1 Cyber Rev System, really simple effect, but really great. You special summon 1 Cyber Dragon from your hand or graveyard. It cannot be destroyed by card effects, and that protection is permanent for as long as it's on the field. And that is really cool that it keeps that protection. Like, that's such a good card. Running 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Instant Fusion, just because Instant Fusion is great. Like, you basically pay 1,000 life points and you get out Panzer Dragon. And that's really cool because it's a level 5 Light Machine monster. 1 Foolish Burial. 1 Limiter Removal. Now, if you wanted to also kind of go for more of an OTK like build, you could get rid of, I don't know, maybe like a Super Poly or an Overload Fusion and throw in another Limiter Removal. Limiter Removal is a great card, especially in this deck. Like, I don't like blame anyone for playing more than one of these. It's such a good card. 1 for 1. And then 3 Call by the Grave, just because we are not trying to get Ash, because this deck does a lot of searching. So this is a high spell count, and there is some flexibility with it as well. Like I said, if you want to get rid of an Overload Fusion or something like that. But that's it for the spells. I'm only playing 1 trap, and I'm sure you guessed it by now. Just the Cybernetic Overflow. Now, you can bump this up to 2 if you wanted to. or you can throw into permanents or a solemn, something like that. But I just kind of want to stick with the theme a little bit more. This is a really cool card because it got that reprint, that ultra rare reprint and dual overload. You banish Cyber Dragon or Cyber Dragons with different levels from your hand, face-up, field, and graveyard, or graveyard. Then destroy an equal number of cards your opponent controls. If this card on the field is destroyed by a card effect, you can add one Cyber spell or trap from your deck to your hand. That's such a good card. Honestly, if you want to run two of that, that's not a big deal at all. This is a 42 card build, I believe. But that's it for the main deck. Let's get into the extra deck. So the extra deck, we're playing 2 Infinity. Gosh, I hate this card so much, but it's so good. It is such a good card. For those of you who don't know what Infinity does, like, if this is your first time ever seeing an Infinity, let me tell you what it does. Once per turn, you basically can get this out with Nova as well. And you attach materials to it. But this card gains 200 attack for each material attached to it. Once per turn, you can target one face-up attack position monster on the field and attach it to this card as face-up material. Like, you just swallow another card. Like, that is so crazy, being able to absorb another card. I hate that. And then it has a great effect that once per turn during any player's turn where a card effect is activated, you can detach one material from this card and negate the activation and destroy it. So not only do you get to replenish your materials and like activation costs, but you can also negate anything. So that's so good. Like, this card is such a problem. It is such a problem. And then 2 Novas just for being able to summon out Infinity more, but Nova has some great effects as well. Once per turn, you detach one material from this card, then target one Cyber Dragon in your graveyard and special summon that target. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can banish one Cyber Dragon from your hand or face up from your monster card zone. This card gains 2100 attack to the end phase. Like, that is big. That's a big body. If this card in your possession is sent to your graveyard by your opponent's card effect, you can special summon one machine type fusion monster from your extra deck. That is such, like, Cyber Dragon Nova has a really great effects on his own. Like, not even getting out Infinity. Nova is a really, really good card. Next up, playing one Cyber End Dragon. I've seen people don't even play this, but I think this card is great. It's like super nostalgic to play it as well. But I love this card. One Cyber Twin Dragon. Cyber Twin Dragon is cool. If fusion summon this card can only be done with the above fusion materials. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase, and that's really cool, especially comboed out with limited removal. My second most hated card in this deck, we're playing 2 of. Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon. This is kind of your win condition card on top of Infinity. Like, these 2 are really going to be your win conditions. But it takes 2 plus Cyber Dragons. A fusion summon of this card can only be done above fusion materials. When this card is fusion summoned, you can target spell traps on the field up to the number of fusion materials used for its fusion summon and destroy them. Once per turn, you can send up to 2 light machine monsters from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, for each machine monster sent in the graveyard, this card gains an additional attack during each battle phase this turn. Like, this card, like, on top of limited removal, this card, good lord, he's beat me so many times with this card. Like, I would have a Drowning Mirror Force or something on the field. He would have already used his Infinity's negate for that turn. I'd just be praying for him to attack, and then he would bring this card out, pop what I had on the back, pop my Drowning Mirror Force, use a limited removal, and that's game. Like, just like that. That is such a good card, and if you get that Infinity out, good lord, that is tough. One Chimera Mega Fleet Dragon. This card's cool. What it does is, must first be special summoned from your extra deck by sending the above card from either field. You do not use polymerization. Then the original attack of this card becomes 1200 times the number of fusion materials used for its special summon. So that's really cool. He can get big. One Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. One Mud Dragon with a swap is a super poly target. Hate this card as well. One Panzer Dragon, like I said, because that's a really cool instant fusion target. And just being able to help out going to Nova or Infinity. One Seeger. Good lord, Seeger is such a problem. 2 machine monsters, including Cyber Dragon. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon on the field in the graveyard. During each battle phase, if this card has not declared an attack, quick effect, you can target one machine monster you control with 2100 or more attack. For the rest of this turn, that monster gains 2100 attack and defense. This card is such a problem. Also, neither player takes any battle damage from attacks involving this monster. That's not a big deal, but this card is really used to get over your opponent's problem monsters, because like this card can really come off really well in this deck. One Relinquish Anima, just in case you need to absorb something, and one Predaplant Verte Anaconda. This card helps out really well in this deck. Now, if you wanted to get rid of, like if you weren't running Super Polys, you want to get rid of Mud Dragon or Anima, you could run a Almirage as well. Almirage is really helpful because it can protect your Infinity or whatever else you have on the field. Like he's really got me using Almirage to Protect Infinity when I had a way to get around it. But that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, this deck is really good. It's fairly budget these days, with the exception of I think Nashor's actually up to like 14 now. But everything else, with the exception of Overlord Fusion, is pretty cheap. This deck is really, if you want a fun, consistent deck that your opponent's going to hate, you should definitely give this deck a try. But yeah, guys, that's it. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you liked it. While you're already here, you might as well subscribe. Hit that bell so you become a part of the notification team, and I will see you in the next video.